Welcome to your Tee Time Tip. I'm Terry Moscosi, Director of Instruction for Brown Golf here in Bluffton, South Carolina. Today I'm going to be talking about controlling distances, how to recognize it, what to look for, and how to go about getting the right ball flight, going the right distance at the right time. So let's head over to the practice tee, and I'm going to show you what to look for, how to manage it, so that you can get those shots closer to the hole and make those birdie putts. Let's go. Okay, so here we are. We're at Crescent Point practice facility where I do most of my teaching here in Bluffton, South Carolina. And what I want to talk about today is how do I go about controlling my distances with my iron shots to the greens. And you want to look at the distances probably from your 60-degree wedge, which is commonly called a lob wedge, all the way probably up to your 6 or 7 iron. I'm going to start off with the sand wedge, in this particular case, 56 degrees. And here's how I go about measuring the distances I'd like the ball to travel. First of all, I use my feet. And my feet are my guide to giving me balance in my swing as I lengthen. Then next I use my legs as a reference point to see how far back my arms need to go. Finally, I look at speed. Now speed is the most important thing, because when I look at speed, I want my speed to be the same whether I have a driver in my hand, in this case here, if I had a 3-wood in my hand, or if I have a sand wedge in my hand. I'm looking for my speeds to be constant, because I want to take that speed into my chipping, my pitching, my bunker shots, my fairway shots. And that's how I begin to control distances. I first have a constant speed. So some of us have practiced with a metronome, and we'll have a speed where we go, click, clock, and we go back, and we go click, clock, and we say, okay, that's my speed. That's comfortable. I can handle my golf swing. I can control my body position. So now what I do is I start looking to see where I can look to find out how to manage the lengths now of my swing. So what I do first of all is I go 1 club head width wide, and then I start changing the lengths of my swing. So my first length, I might go back as far as my hand, in this case my lead arm and hand, just past my right leg, past my left leg. And I'll practice that for a bit. And then what I'll do is I'll stand and I'll keep that same width and I'll practice it, and then I'll go pocket high. So I'm going back about pocket high, and I go back same speed, pocket high and forward. And momentum is always longer here than it is on the backswing. And then I'll go back to waist high. Same with the stance. I'll go waist high and forward. And of course that momentum carries me a little bit more than waist high. But what begins to happen as you practice this, you begin to see how far this golf club with this width of stance and this length of swing go in the air. And if you're looking at controlling your distances in pitching, you really want to know that at this width. Then you start changing, and you might go to 2 club head widths, and then go back and say, okay, let me go past the leg, let me go pocket high, let me go waist high. But remember, the speed is what's important, because that's going to control that. Now, as you go into the longer golf clubs, I also brought an 8 iron. And I'm saying, okay, I'm going to want to know now, what does my 8 iron give me? So I'll start, but with the 8 iron I start more waist high. And I'll go back, waist high, and have my swing, and we'll find that the momentum and the length of the club, the momentum itself, carries me further through to the swing. All right, so I want to know how far that 8 iron begins to go. And then we go all the way to the full swing, and I allow myself the opportunity to just take a full swing back, full swing forward, and what I want to know is how far, with the full swing, constant speed, constant length, how far does that shot travel in the air? You're not asking ground time, you're asking air time. So when you want to control distances, use your feet, use your legs, and use the length of the swing to help you understand how far to hit a 10-yard shot, a 20-yard shot, a 30-yard shot, a 180-yard shot. Go with that, and you will begin to control distances, and you begin to improve your score. See you next week.